Some say Chinese is one of the most difficult languages in the world, and learning it is almost impossible.
So learning Chinese, the most difficult thing.
非常非常非常非常非常难
So I'm sort of tone deaf. I can't really hear them.
I think the cultural mindset is the biggest complication for
The
us.
grammar.
知吃思诗都很难
It's just complicated. So much.
Only because you're not learning it in the right way. Why not try Takeaway Chinese, where you can take some Chinese away and experience progress day by day. Takeaway Chinese, we will promise you a difference.
你好，欢迎收听随行汉语 Welcome to Takeaway Chinese. I'm Niu Honglin. Joining me today, the artsy and athletic Tony Reed. Hi, Tony.
Hey, Niuniu.
Great to have you here.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's nice to learn more Chinese.
It is. It's always a pleasure to record Takeaway Chinese with you. But I have a tiny little problem with the studio. It's super cold.
Yeah, I had to go and put on a jacket. And It's never nice to be in a cold setting for long.
We say 录音间很冷.
I heard 很冷.
Yeah, 录音间 is 录音 is record. 间 is 房间, so the record room, the studio, 很冷, very cold.
很冷.
But I think for winter time, it's very cold outside as well.
Yeah, so how do we say outside?
户外.
户外.
户外 is actually outdoor. So
户外.
out is 外, and the door is 门. But actually you're saying outside the room. So 户 suggests the house, the room, the indoor area. So 户外, so out of the indoor area would be outdoor.
户外, outside.
Yes,
okay.
outside. So 户外很冷. It is very cold outside in winter. But I have to say, even under that condition, we still need to do a little bit more exercise in winter.
Yes.
On purpose, because in summertime it's very nice and beautiful. You want to get out, and spring and autumn, of course, very nice. But for winter, people tend to stay indoor. 人们喜欢待在室内. People like to stay
待在
indoor. Yeah,
待在 means stay, right?
Stay indoor, 室内.
You said exercise. There's two ways to say Yundong is exercise, right?
运动 is more like sports, but yes, it is exercise.
Okay, and then 锻炼, yes.
锻炼 is exercise.
Okay, got
so
it.
today, actually, the topic will be winter sports or exercise in winter.
Okay.
So 冬季户外运动.
冬季户外运动, so
Yes.
outside sports.
Wintertime outside sports.
Okay.
And it is very important to exercise in outdoor area, especially in winter, because with direct sunlight, well, people can get healthier.
Right, more vitamin D and this type of thing. But yeah, I mean, outside it's so cold. I mean, you start losing feeling in your fingers. So when your hands get numb, how do you say numb in Chinese?
麻
Ma?
麻
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. 我的手很麻
Yeah, or you can say 我的手冻麻了.
冻麻了
冻 is frozen too. So, because 麻 itself carries the meaning of numb, and it is the kind of numb you feel when you're eating spicy Sichuan food as well.
Oh, yeah,
right?
that strange feeling where you can't feel your tongue, yeah.
And also, if you stay with one position for too long, you also feel numb. You cannot feel your fingers anymore.
Your leg falls asleep because you've been sitting on it, yeah.
Yes. So, ma is the word that can describe a lot of different scenarios. So, if you're saying you're outdoor and it's very cold and it's frozen to numb, then you have to say 冻麻了.
Okay, so that could you also say that for the examples we gave earlier, like your leg? Can you say
我腿麻了.
我腿冻麻了?
冻麻了 would be cold, so that it's numb. But if you want to say it's numb, then you say 麻了 directly.
Oh, just 麻了. Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
So yes, I understand there is that risk, but if you prepare well enough, if you wearing the right clothes and having the right equipment, it will be quite delightful to enjoy some winter outdoor sports.
Yeah, I'm still warming up to winter sports. I mean, it's really tough for me.
Hopefully, after today's episode of Takeaway Chinese, you would have feel the little nudge you need to start your winter outdoor sports.
Well, I can complain in Chinese about how
that is also the perk. So, 冬季户外运动. For our dear listeners, if you're interested in Chinese culture and you want to know more about 冬季户外运动, then this is the place for you. Stick with us for 30 minutes and you soon see the rewards. And for more fun Chinese learning, follow our Facebook page, CRI Learn Chinese, to watch many fun videos and live streams. But now, let's provide you with some free Chinese for takeaway. 听说你周末去滑雪了，在哪儿啊？就在北京郊区，你什么时候有空？咱俩一起去。下周吧，我也特别喜欢滑雪，需要准备些什么吗？不用，滑雪场都准备好了。
So this is a conversation that I feel like it comes around every winter. When people want to hang out and do, skiing or snowboarding, two sports that I don't engage in too much because it involves ice.
You don't like ice?
I like looking at it, but...
I like looking at it.
I like looking at it from my window in my warm apartment.
And then I guess you will be the one who's asking the question. Because the question said, 听说你周末去滑雪了.
So here, I heard you went to ski over the weekend. Where is it?
Yes, where is it would be 在哪儿啊?
Right. So 听说 is like I heard. So 听 is heard, 说 is say. So I heard you say 你周末, so you're over your weekend or in your weekend, right?
Yes, or you over the weekend.
And then 去滑雪了. So 去 is go. 滑雪, this is ski, right?
Ski, 滑雪. 滑 is slippery or slide on.
Oh, slippery slide, okay.
And 雪 is snow.
Okay, so 雪 is snow, 冰 is ice.
So can you guess what's ice skating?
滑雪
滑雪
is skiing, so 滑冰.
Yes, exactly. 滑冰
okay,
here.
got it.
See, you know this. Because for Chinese words, even though we say you need to remember the vocabulary, you can't really come up or create or make up a word. But actually, they all make sense. There's a logic behind it. So we know 滑 would be slide on something. 雪 is the snow. So ski would be slide on the snow. And 滑 is apparently the verb kind of character in the word. So if you want to talk about ice skating, then you are slide on the ice. So it's 滑冰.
Yeah, now that you mention it, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, let me get that from you too. How do you say that makes sense in the easiest way possible? I'm sure people
有道理.
有
道理.
道理.
道理 would be meaning or sense. So 有道理.
That means
have
right?
sense.
Have sense.
Right? That makes sense.
Do we need to say 我 here or we can just say 有道理?
No, just say 有道理. Because if you think about it, the thing that makes sense would be the thing that you said.
有道理.
Yes. So 听说你周末去滑雪了，在哪儿啊?
Where is it? 哪儿啊?
在哪儿啊?
When you say it, it almost sounds like you're saying 哪儿啊?
Yeah.
Yeah, so okay. So I'll try to now wait a minute. Can I
Run
say
the words
that?
together. Yes.
Okay, so 在哪儿了?
Yeah, 在哪儿啊?
Okay.
在哪儿啊? And here 在 is
where?
在 is at.
Oh, at. Yes, and 哪儿 is where.
Where. So at where and suggesting it's a question.
Okay.
And then part B said 就在北京郊区，你什么时候有空？咱俩一起去。
So this is in the Beijing suburb. When do you have time to go with me? So 就在 Beijing. So this is in, right? Or in or at in this location.
So 就
right?
is like just.
Okay, so
Only
just
or just. It's
just at.
Yeah, at. 北京 we know. 郊区 is suburb.
This is suburb. Okay.
郊区.
And then the 你什么时候? So this is you when, right?
Yes.
有 so have. And then 空 is like free time, right?
So 有空 is a word, but 有 have 空 blank. Whenever there is a blank on your calendar, you're
Really?
available, you're free.
Is that what it means?
Yeah,
Kong means blank? Okay.
Yeah, 空 is blank.
Wow, somewhere I learned that it meant free time.
有空 is free time.
Okay.
有空 together is free time.
Got it.
So 你什么时候有空 You what time have free time. 咱俩
Zan liang. So liang is symbolizes two, right?
Yeah, so 咱俩 actually is you and me, we two,
Okay.
us two.
一起去, right? So 去 is go, right? And 一起 is one,
一
right?
起 is together.
So both of us.
Both of us and together 一起去 go.
Okay.
And here you can see that in this sentence, there's no word suggesting it's a question. You need to use your tone. You need to read
gotta
between
go
the
up.
lines. Yeah, you need
Okay.
to go up. So, 你什么时候有空？咱俩一起去。
Oh, 去. Okay.
And it can easily be a narrating kind of sentence instead of a question, without a question mark and the, question tone.
So if I want to say let's go together, I could say 一起走吧.
一起去吧。
去吧.
一起走吧 works too, but in this sentence, you gotta say 你什么时候有空？咱俩一起去吧。Let's go together.
去吧.
Yeah, totally, you can say that.
Together. Okay, cool.
And then part A said 下周末吧，我也特别喜欢滑雪，需要准备些什么吗？
Oh, wow, you said that so fast. Okay, so 下周末吧. So this is 下 is next, right? And 周末 is weekend.
Weekend.
So next weekend, 我也特别. So I also very, and then 喜欢 is like, and then 滑雪, this is don't tell me, this is skiing,
yes.
right? Okay, and then 需要 I need, 准备 ready, 学. So what do I need to prepare?
Yes.
Right?
So 准备 can be prepare for or ready. And 需要 need to, have to.
Right.
So 需要准备些什么吗? Actually here I got omitted. The word I got omitted. So the subject of the sentence got omitted. You can also say 我需要准备些什么吗? So 我 I 需要 need 准备 prepare. 些 is like something. 什么 what?
So this is an interesting, because so 什么 is what, right? But there's a ma at the end of it, and normally when we have a 什么 in the sentence, there's no ma, right?
That is a really shrewd observation. Really, that is really good, because when you have a 什么, you're asking about what. So 你要什么? What do you want? But if you say 你要什么吗? It means do you want something? So the ma actually changes the question from a open-end question to a yes or no question. So 你需要什么? You need what? You're asking what do you need? 你需要什么吗? Do you need anything? Is there anything you need? You can say yes and then continue,
no,
right?
Okay.
So it changes it to a yes or no question. So here, next weekend, let's do it next weekend. I also really like skiing. Is there anything I need to prepare? That's the direct translation of 需要准备些什么吗? 些 is the word suggesting that it's a plural noun. 需要准备什么?需要准备些什么? There's a slight change of meaning because when you use 些, you're signaling that you know it will be multiple things you need to prepare. It's not exactly something, but it's more like a plural signal.
Okay, so it could possibly be some things or,
yes.
Okay, more than one item. Okay.
And then part B said, 不用，滑雪场都准备好了。
So nothing, the ski resort has made everything. The ski resort has prepared everything.
Yes.
Okay, so 不用 is like no need or
No
nothing,
need.
right? And 滑雪, again, is skiing. And you have Chang here, so this is a resort, I would say, right? So 滑雪 Chang is ski resort.
Yes. So 场 is kind of like 场地, a venue. So you have, for example, 篮球场, a basketball venue. And you have 足球场, a football venue.
Okay.
So 场 suggests this is a place for the thing. And of course, we do not really say ski venue, we say ski resort. So that's the correlation thing. That's also something I'd like to again and again repeatedly remind our dear listeners that when it comes to translation, when your Chinese has, let's say, reached a certain level and you want to do some translation, always try to get behind the wording of the sentence, both English and Chinese, and really understand what the person is trying to say. What's the message? Got that message, and use your own words to say the sentence to deliver the same meaning in the target language. That's how you do it. So if you translate things word by word and think about the different, let's say, sentence order and words order of different languages and try to solve it like a formula and, like math, it's going to be too hard.
I think so. I think just understanding the gist of what someone's trying to say, I think that's probably a good place to start.
Yes.
Yeah, so you have a do junbei here. So junbei is like ready or prepare, and do is kind of like what we use for like all or every, and then haola is normally okay or good, right?
Yes.
So everything is ready here.
Everything's ready here. That's all for the conversation. But as you can see, for today's conversation, the first 3 sentences are all questions. So the language point for today is actually how to ask questions in Chinese.
Okay.
And it's very interesting to see because when I was a kid, I learned how to ask questions in English. And the teachers say it's very easy. You just use the question words and you put the question words at the very beginning of the sentence and you change the order of the words in that sentence. For example, you are Tony, affirmative sentence. So you are Tony. If you want to ask, are you Tony? You have to say, are you Tony? You have to switch the order of words.
Okay.
But in Chinese, you don't have to do that. If it is a yes or no question, you just add the word ma at the end of the affirmative sentence. So, you are Tony, 你是 Tony. If you want to ask, are you Tony? You just say, you are Tony, right?
Yeah,
so you say 你是
Tony
嘛, right? That's how you do it for a yes or no question. And for the open-end questions, we also have question words. But instead of using the question words, or let's say put the question words at the very beginning of the sentence and rearrange everything, in Chinese, using question words is a lot simpler. You simply place a question word in the place of the thing you want to ask about. Nothing needs to be rearranged.
So 你是谁?
Yes, exactly. See, you're very smart. I'm very glad to know that. Yeah, so the only thing we are going to talk about is basically what are the question words, and we're going to give some examples of how to use them. So now we've already know the first one, 谁. 谁 would be who. 谁.
Yeah, I learned that one today.
And do you know 什么?
什么? I hear this a lot. This means what?
Yes, it's what. 什么时候?
什么时候? This is when, right?
什么地方?
什么地方? This is what place.
What place? And also we got 哪里 or 哪儿. It's also where or what place.
Is the nar the Beijing accent?
The Beijing accent, yes.
Okay.
The northern accent.
Got it.
And of course, if you want to ask which, that'll be 哪个.
哪个?
哪个, yes, which. Or why.
Why? This one is 为什么?
为什么? And how.
How? This one is 怎么样 or
怎么? Yes.
怎么?
怎么? So, like I said, when you want to ask a question, you just replace the thing you want to ask about with the question word. So let's try some simple examples, and then I'll give a complicated sentence, and we can ask about basically anything and everything in that sentence, but let's do that later. So we mentioned who at the very beginning. So if I say 我是小李,
我是小李, so I am 小李.
你是谁?
Who are you?
Who are you? So 你是谁 would be who are you. What about who are they?
Wait, 他们是谁?
See, you got it. You want to ask about someone, you can make it as complicated as possible. So the person who's wearing white t-shirt and blue dress and beautiful shoe but stupid purse, who's that person?
Stupid purse.
I'm just saying you can make the description as complicated as possible, but the question would always be 那个 blah 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 的人 the person 是谁 is who. That's how you ask. Okay, so that's about 谁 who, and of course the next one would be what 什么 So if I say 这是什么?
这是什么? So 这 is this, right? So what is this?
What is this? This is what? 这是什么? Or 你喜欢吃什么菜?
你喜欢 So you like 什么菜? So what food do you like?
What food do you like? 你喜欢吃什么菜? See, you can just read the sentence as if it's an affirmative sentence. And you see the question word there. That's a question.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
什么?
什么? And also, 哪里? Where?
哪里 or 哪儿, right?
哪儿? So, where are you?
So 你在哪里?
你在哪里? Where are you going?
Where are you going? 你去哪里?
你去哪里?
你去
Where
哪
are
里?
you going? Very easy. And also, which? Which would be 哪个?
哪个? Oh, so this one I don't use very much. 你要 So I guess if you're at the store, 你要哪个?
Which do you want? Yes.
Yeah.
你要哪个? You want which one? 你要哪个? How about I want this one?
我要这个.
我要这个, yes.
I always say that one.
And of course, when it comes to which, you can always add a noun after it. So if I want to say, which room are you in?
Oh, which room are you in? So 你在哪个房间?
你在哪个房间? Which room are you in? 你在 you at 哪个 which 房间 room? 你在哪个房间?
房间.
And the next one would be when.
When this one is 什么时候?
Yes, it's a bit different from the other ones because the other ones we all got kind of like a term or a word for the question words. But as for when, we have what time. And we always use what time.
Yeah.
So 什么时候 what time. So for example, if I want to say, when are we eating?
When are we eating? So 我们什么时候吃饭?
我们什么时候吃饭? So 什么时候 is a bit more general. It's kind of like what time, but it's any kind of what time. It can mean a certain time of the day or of the month or of the year or of one's lifetime. But if you're asking specifically like what time of the day, so which hour, you want to ask 几点, what point. You can think of it as what point on the clock.
Okay.
So if I ask 我们什么时候吃饭, of course, we eat multiple times a day, so I'm asking about the exact time. So I can also say 我们几点吃饭? We, what point of the clock 吃饭 eat. But I can also say 你什么时候换工作? When are you changing?
换工作.
Yes.
So 工作 is work, right?
换 is switch or change.
Switch.
So if I ask 你什么时候换工作, I'm asking when are you changing your job? Then I'm not talking about when are you changing your job today. I'm talking about in the future. So that's the slight difference between 几点 and 什么时候. I think it's a scale, different scale kind of difference. So that's 什么时候. And of course, you got why.
Why? Why ask why, right? 为什么?
为什么? Why is a little bit complicated because normally you don't have the reason right there in your sentence, but you still want to ask.
Right.
So there would be a sentence structure involved in this. You want to ask, why would you do something? The Chinese sentence structure here is subject plus why plus the rest of the sentence.
Okay.
So you always
would
put
start
why.
with the subject first, like 你, and then you would say 为什么, right?
你为什么? Yes. Okay. So why would you eat? 你为什么吃饭? That's a stupid question, but it's a grammatically correct question. But you can say, for example, 你为什么学中文?
Oh, this is why do you study Chinese?
Yes. Now you want to answer my question. Oh, that's nice. So you can say 因为我在中国工作啊, because I work in China. 因为我在中国工作。
我在中国工作.
Yeah. And here, 因为我在中国工作, you put the 因为 at the beginning of the sentence.
因为.
You don't put it right after the subject. So when you're asking questions, subject first, 为什么 plus the rest of the sentence. When you're answering the question, 因为 first.
Okay, that's pretty easy. I think because in English we answer in the beginning.
Actually, the same thing.
Yeah.
And that is 为什么 why. And the last one would be 怎么 how.
So this is how. See, I don't use 怎么 so much. I feel like I use it mainly when I'm asking like what happened or like 怎么样. I hear this a lot. Or 怎么了.
Yeah, 怎么了 would be what happened.
What happened?
Yeah, but 怎么 is also how. And you use it the way you use 为什么 why. So if you say 你为什么学中文 that'll be why you learning Chinese.
Right.
But if you say 你怎么学中文
Oh, 你怎么学中文 This is how are you learning Chinese, right?
Yes, how do you learn Chinese? How do you study Chinese?
我的朋友 how do you say teach?
教
我
我的朋友教我 My friends teach me.
I'm gonna write that down.
So that is not too hard, I assume. Not too hard about the question words. And like I said, if you have an affirmative sentence right there, you can ask about everything in that sentence. For example, if I say 我早上去食堂吃饭
So here you're saying I go to the cafeteria in the morning, right? I heard 今天, right? And then 早.
You heard 早上 didn't heard
早上, right? Oh, okay.
So, I 早上 in the morning 去 go to 食堂 the cafeteria 吃饭 eat. I this morning go to the cafeteria to eat. And in this sentence, you can basically ask about everything. So if you're asking about who is going to the cafeteria in the morning to eat, you don't change the order, you just replace 我 with 谁. So 谁早上去食堂吃饭 That's how you ask about who.
Okay.
If you want to ask about the time, you say, what time are you going to the cafeteria to eat? You say,
你什么时候 right?
去食堂吃饭
Right.
Right? That's the time. And of course, you can ask about what. What are you doing in the cafeteria this morning?
So
你早上去食堂干什么 is do what?
Oh, okay.
干什么 do what?
做什么
works as well.
Okay.
So, see, you can ask about anything in the sentence as long as you can say the sentence. You just change the word you're asking about to a question word.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess what you're saying is it doesn't the form doesn't need to be absolutely perfect as long as people can understand what you want to say, right? That gives me hope.
And that would be today's grammar part. It's a bit longer than usual, but I think it's very, very useful. Shall we try the conversation?
Let's give it a shot.
Yeah. 听说你周末去滑雪了，在哪儿啊？
就在北京郊区。你什么时候有空咱俩一起去？
下周末吧，我也特别喜欢滑雪。需要准备些什么吗？
不用，滑雪场都准备好了。
Perfect.
All right.
You're listening to Takeaway Chinese with myself, Niuniu and Tony. We would love to hear from you. Send us your thoughts via email to learnchinese@cri.com.cn. Coming up next, let's talk more about winter sports or winter outdoor sports. 冬天的户外运动. Don't go away, so you will take some Chinese away. Welcome back to Takeaway Chinese. I'm Niuniu, joined by Tony. Tony, do you still remember how to say outdoor?
Outdoor is 户外
sports
运动
outdoor sports in winter time
户外运动 this is outdoor sports for winter 冬天 so 冬天户外运动
Yes, so do you know how to say that trusted with the 2022 Winter Olympic Games by the International Olympic Committee in 2015, the Chinese capital of Beijing will spearhead a plan to encourage 300 million people of the world's most populous country to get involved in winter sports.
I'm sorry, are you asking if I knew how to say that?
I'm joking with you. This is information I'd like to share with our dear audience. That is... we know that the Winter Olympics will definitely feel people's enthusiasm in sports, and the country is making a lot of effort in helping people get more active and, athletic, like the athletic and artsy Tony Reed sitting here in the studio to go outdoors.
Not this athletic.
To have the direct sunlight, to be healthier and to enjoy winter sports as well.
Yeah, I think it's winter sports are, I mean, I admire them because yeah, it's really tough for me to, do things like ice skating or skiing because of the temperature. It's so cold.
太冷了.
Yeah. 太冷了.
太冷了, yes, totally agree. And we know that China actually plans to have more than 2,000 schools featuring winter sports prominently by the year 2020 and over 5,000 by the year 2025. And that is also something I'd like to see for the future for kids because a part of me believed that if I was exposed to winter sports when I was a kid, I would form the habit of maybe skiing or ice skating in winter time.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, that is something we'd like to do. And we know ice skating is 滑冰.
滑冰.
Yes, and ski would be 滑雪.
Right.
So do you know how to say ice hockey?
Oh, ice hockey. I know ice is bing, but hockey, I'm not sure.
Yeah, you don't know hockey, but it's fine because in Chinese, ice hockey is just ice ball.
Ice ball?
We say 冰球.
冰球.
冰球, ice ball. So
have you ever seen a hockey game?
I've only seen one on TV, never in real life.
They're pretty intense in real life.
Pretty rough, huh?
Oh, yes. Yes. A lot of those guys have missing teeth. It's pretty awesome.
冰球. But in order to 滑雪, skiing, we also need a lodge, right? So lodge would be 雪橇.
雪橇.
雪橇, yes. 雪橇. Okay. That would be the lodge. So these are some words I'd like to share in today's episode. And hopefully in the future, we would have more kids in outdoor area, 在户外 play the outdoor sports. And like I said, if I think when I was a kid, I would be exposed more to winter sports. It'll be easier. And the other thing is now we have more and more venues for winter sports. That's also something that will help people get the facility they need and also the nudge they need.
Yeah, unless you're like me. Winter. I tried ice skating when I was younger and I failed miserably. So after that I was like, no, I'm good. No thanks.
I totally understand. It's a cold time of the year. But if you love ice skating or if you
don't fall too hard.
If you love skiing, that would also be a good time of the year.
Oh, yes.